soon as you open up your fresh new Macintosh, you're just boom straight back where you left off. There's no spinning around. All the apps are in their places, everything's exactly where it was the day before. It's like that person who wakes up from the first alarm in the morning. Welcome to Tech World. Today, we'll know what the best is for the future. Is it a Mac or Windows? Windows has gotten better at this over time, but they're still not quite there. However, when you look down modifier keys at the Mac's keyboard, there are so many modifier keys, and in one app pressing the Option command does one thing, and then on the other app, it's a Control command that does that thing. It's just confusing for a new user or someone switching from Windows, whereas Windows has two controls, and Alt is very simple. One doesn't work for you, try the other and it works. On Mac, it's a nightmare. You try Option Control Command, Option Command Control, Option Control Command, and you end up googling the shortcut anyway. But then if you manage to randomly hit those keys just right and land on Command Shift 5, you see that you can record your Mac screen by default. Built-in features? It's built in now. When your grandma needs an explanation of how to do something, you can just show her. On Windows, this is a nightmare. You have to download and learn third-party software to record your screen, and even then it doesn't work half the time. Glossy versus matte screen. Speaking of the screen, Mac has a glossy finish without any matte coating that disperses light, and most Windows laptops usually have a matte coating on the screen. We don't know if this is a plus or minus. We just threw it in here. App management. But what Windows has going for it is better management of multiple instances of the same app. If you have two Chrome windows open on Windows, you just see it in your taskbar. But on Mac, oh boy, if you lose that other window, you better be sure that you'll be searching for it for the rest of your life. And on Windows, you can switch between them with Alt-Tab. But on Mac, no, you have to learn bonus shortcuts to switch between windows from the same app and press the Command plus tilde instead. But the good news is that pre-installed software, bloatware, browser windows on Mac can be from any browser that you want, and you don't have to battle your way to install it, whereas Windows nicely recommends you use their browser, which makes it only slightly difficult to switch your default browser, not to mention the 100 pre-installed applications from companies that paid Microsoft to be put on Windows. That's where paying the Apple tax for a more expensive machine pays its dividend. Program support. But on the application front, you can't argue with Windows because it supports everything. You can download and install anything from anywhere, and most Windows utilities are free and open source, whereas on Mac you have to pay for every little app and feature. Even worse, some of them are subscription-based. But where do Macs get them? Gaming? The only game that works properly on Mac that we play on Steam is Binding of Isaac, so that's that on Windows. Well, you can game, but apart from the CPU, RAM, and GPU, what matters in a game is good hardware, build quality. Hardware and Macs have such good microphones and speakers. Right now, we're recording this voiceover on just a built-in MacBook microphone. Let us know how it sounds in the comments, which are right below the like button. The speakers on a Mac are just incomparable to anything that's out there on the Windows side for that matter. Macs have excellent build quality too. They feel like sturdy, well-made machines, not just plastic boxes with a motherboard inside. Customization options. What makes Windows stand out though is the customization option. There are so many communities and enthusiasts dedicated to making Windows look different, often similar to Mac. We often download cursor packs, complete overhauls, folder icons, etc. This ties down to many third-party app support tools like Rain Meter or Wallpaper Engine that can make Windows look incredible. Fonts. What doesn't look incredible on Windows are fonts. This is our personal preference. But look, the fonts on Mac look so much better. The text is just sharper and sort of smoother at the same time. External hardware support. Now, even though Macs have great built-in hardware, Windows wins with external hardware support. Have you ever tried connecting a non-Apple mouse to an Apple computer? It's crazy that there's annoying mouse acceleration which we can only disable through the terminal. The scroll wheel scrolls the page up when we scroll down. It's just a mess. We had to install like 3 separate apps to make our mouse work just like any other mouse on a Windows PC. Phone integration. Now on the other hand, if you have an Apple accessory or an iPhone, then Macs has such great integration. There's copying on one device and instantly pasting what you copied on the other. There's AirDrop, which is a major lifesaver. There's an iMessage handoff, iCloud, and so many cool integrations. If you have an iPhone and a Mac that Windows doesn't even come close to having with any phone. What Windows does have is a proper X button that closes the app on Mac. If you press X instead of closing the app, it only closes a window of that app, but it still leaves that app running in the background even though there are no more windows of that application left again. You have to learn a shortcut for this, and it's Command plus Q to fully quit an app on Mac. Window navigation. Superior on Mac, the Windows navigation isn't on Windows. It's just so easy to place program windows wherever you want with Windows. It's so quick to move things around, jump from task to task, and see 2 things or apps at once. But on Mac, it's just not the same. Either you have to install third-party apps to make it easier. So it's your turn to guess what will be better in the future. Is it a Mac or Windows? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.